You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello, and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, and this is an emergency podcast, and what that means basically is, for whatever reason I'm unavailable to record a podcast today. It's most likely that I've just come back from a 12-hour flight and I'm too exhausted, so I thought I'd revisit the random topic generator that I first visited on the 20th of May. So let's generate a random topic and talk about it. That's the same one that came up in the very first episode last time. Let's do another one, shall we? Because I'm not doing the same one again. Time freezes for everyone but you for one day. What do you do? That's interesting. What would I do? I think I would probably go round trying to find some bad things that were happening and try and prevent them, like if somebody was about to be run over by a car, pull them out of the way or something like that. Because there's loads of sort of weird and pervy stuff you could do, but that doesn't really float my boat. And I think, if I could do something that would change somebody's life for the better, then that'd be good. Although, knowing my luck, the person I pull from in front of a car will turn out to be a mass murdering maniac. So, swings and roundabouts. Next question. Do you prefer summer or winter activities? I prefer being outside in the summer, but not when it's too hot. So, like 24, 25 degrees in the sun is absolutely pleasant. I like cycling, and I prefer cycling in the summer than the winter, although autumn and indeed spring are better for both of those things, really. Who would be the worst person to be stuck in an elevator with? How about the best person to be stuck in an elevator with? The most interesting person I've genuinely ever been in an elevator with was George Takei, who played Sulu in Star Trek. And it wasn't that weird a coincidence. I was at a Star Trek convention, and a friend of mine and I were nipping up to our hotel rooms to grab, I can't remember what it was. It might even have been a video camera, because we were trying to video a couple of bits and pieces. Anyway, and we got into the lift, and then it goes up one floor, and on the next floor, Sulu steps into the lift, and we're going, hello. He's like, hello, and he starts talking. Oh, what are you here for? And, we're here for the Star Trek convention. I had a bit of a chat with him, and then he got off. But he was absolutely lovely. But in terms of, hang on, that wasn't the question that was asked. Who would be the most interesting person to be stuck in an elevator with? I don't know. What a stupid question. How about the best person? Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one. The worst piece of advice you've ever gotten was what? I don't know. What a stupid question. Next, what are some good things about good and bad things about the education system in your country? I'm not getting into politics in this. What movie scene choked you up the most? I cry all the time in movies. So, what really made me sad? I'm trying to think. Lots of stuff. I can't think of anything specific. God, this is good, isn't it? What do you know about the history of some holidays? Absolutely nothing. Next, what is the fanciest restaurant you've ever eaten? I can't remember what it's called, but it was in Holland. I was going out with a lovely Dutch girl at the time, and her family were friends with a chef who had got whatever the lowest order of Michelin star is. I think whatever, 1 star, the bottom one anyway, but that was still obviously extremely prestigious. And he gave them basically, I don't think it was a free meal, but it was exceedingly discounted. And it was like a 16-course meal. Now, obviously, the meals were all very, very small, and the portions, courses were all very, very small. And there was a sommelier. And every single course came with a different wine, and he was explaining why that wine was paired with that particular scrap of food that was on the plate. And it was really interesting, and the guy was genius, because obviously Dutch was his first language, and I don't speak a word of Dutch, but he was able to explain to me in English why the pairing was so important and relevant, and it was just extremely interesting and enjoyable. I can't remember, it was in The Hague, that's all I remember. It's somewhere in The Hague in Holland, and yeah, that was really cool, really nice evening out. What's your favourite season and why? Spring, and it's spring or autumn. I like spring because you're coming out of probably spring more than autumn, because I like the temperature in spring and autumn. I prefer it to the blazing heat of summer or the freezing cold of winter, but I think spring feels more hopeful because you're coming out of the cold and into the warm, whereas the autumn, or the fall as they call it in some countries, is moving the other way. Next question. Which do you prefer, popular music or relatively unknown music? I don't know. I like stuff that I like, and I've got extremely eclectic tastes, so I don't like rap music particularly, but there's a really good song called The Rhapsody by Warren G and Cecile, and it's a rap opera crossover, and it's absolutely genius. And I don't like either rap or opera, but you know, it's a genius track. Next topic. Have you ever been in love? Yeah, not going to talk about that because it will make me cry. What is your favourite holiday? I don't have a favourite holiday. That's also a question for everybody else. How have TV shows changed over the years? Well, seasons have got shorter, which is usually a good thing because, like, American shows used to churn out 26 a year, and usually the opening and closing kind of a few episodes would be really good, and then you would have a lot of dross in the middle that was, you know, quickly turned over just to keep the show going. I think there's also a lot less drama and a lot more reality, but there we go. And finally, what's the worst fast food restaurant? All of them? I don't know. Thank you for listening. Sorry, that was absolutely an emergency podcast. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with one that isn't quite as crap. Thank you. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my Linktree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.